Hello, this is a video just to present my final project in a video format. So for my final project for advanced frameworks, I used Open Frameworks to create this little game that I like to call Super Diarrhea Party. What it is a bunch of particle systems that emulate diarrhea in cats. And please don't ask me where I got this idea from, but I'm gonna start playing it first and then I'll just go to the code really quickly. So this is the game. This is the main screen. It tells you have three cats, and they will be having diarrhea and running around. All of them found something in the backyard that they ate, and now they have the poopies. And what you can do to control their poopies is give them cat laxative, give them extra nutrition cat food, or give them catnip. Each of these is tied to one of the things that the cat will do. So the cat laxative decreases the uh, amount, the extra nutritious cat food decreases the speed, and the catnip will decrease the movement of the cats around the room. The controls are intentionally difficult to use. So QWE to feed the three things to this cat, AST to feed it to him, and ZXC to feed it to her. So press P to begin the game. The game starts with all the cats seemingly at peace. There's nothing happening. And soon all hell breaks loose. So there they are, having the diarrhea. I'm just gonna wait till they start running around. So the cat's status has changed. They're all looking a little very now, and soon they're gonna be in pain. There we go. This one's running around the room now, and so are they. So all of them have their symptoms at different rates, and now I can start giving them things to make it better. So I'm just going to focus on one cat. She's happy again. Now I'll focus on the other one, give her what she needs. She's happy too. And now this one isn't. So that one's running around, needs catnip. So give it catnip. This one needs food. So the idea is that it's an intentionally difficult game to play with a lot of controls because I sort of wanted to simulate what would actually happen in such a case if you own three cats that have a case of bad tummies. They're all seeming fine now. Oh, this one is. Yeah, that's what I wanted to sort of simulate, not emulate. But let me go through the code really quickly. So first of all, massive thanks to Dan Buzzo's particle system. I've used that heavily in this code to make the actual particle system run. But the cats themselves and their stats work on this custom created animal class. So it has three values called hunger, chaos, and infection. The worse that these values get, the higher that they get, the worse each of the symptoms of the particle system are going to get. It also has an image, so there's a happy image for every cat, there's a neutral image where they're very for every cat, and there's a sad image where they're in pain and just flying around for every cat. No constructors or destructors. Void set sets all the values, so the initial position, the x and the y, and the initial values for chaos, hunger, and happiness. Infection, chaos, hunger, and infection. This is essentially the constructor, but I need to use it in other parts of the code as well, so I made a separate function apart from the constructor. There's a load image function that loads all three variations of images and sticks them into these three OF image objects. These functions called offer blood, use potion, and sacrifice animal are called in the OF app.cpp. For each of the cats. So the cats are called red, green, and blue in the code, and pressing the key will call one of these three functions for each cat. And what the functions do is fairly simple. They will just decrease the hunger and the chaos, or just the chaos, or the infection and the chaos, and whatever. And then they run this little value called clip, this function called clip values, which just clips them between 0 and 15. And it'll decrease the hunger, chaos, and the infection by a random number between 0.5 and 1.5 every time they are called. It also has two other functions. One is called tick animal. So tick animal is essentially the tick, which is this function where every time it is called, the hunger, infection, and chaos values go up by a certain random number. And status animal just changes some of the booleans to true or false depending on the hunger levels and the chaos levels and the infection levels. So that can be used in the final code. Then next I use the particle class, which is created by Dan Buzzo. There's a nice YouTube video and the source code links over here. Particle class is very simple. It just has the size and force, position, and direction two-dimensional vectors that hold the x and the y coordinates. And the explanation for the particle class is on Dan Buzzo's video. If you're interested, please go and watch it. It's fascinating. But essentially, it just has an update and a draw function, which are called within the update and the draw function of the OF app.cpp. And the update function will update all the force, position, and direction values based on some mathematics, and the draw function will draw it out with the given colors. This is the OF app header, the class, in which the only changes are I instantiate the animal class 3 times. I instantiate a vector containing particles, containing objects of the class particle associated with each of them, and then some images and timer variables. There's also a move pet function that I'll get to real quick, but that's about it. I load up the images. The tick is done using this little function over here. It saves the current time, and if 5 seconds have passed since I last saved the time, it's going to make all the animal objects tick and reset the start time. Boolean switch, offset color, move pet. This is the final function, and what move pet does is basically it's a long function, but it's fairly repetitive. So it just checks the booleans that I've set in the animal class, and according to the booleans, it draws out the image and changes the position of the cat. So that's when they're in pain, they start running around the room, the position will change. And that's it. Thank you for listening. That's my Super Diarrhea project, Super Diarrhea Party, my final project for advanced frameworks.